Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the video. Today's vehicle is a 2017 3/4 ton GMC Sierra, and it's in for a full detail today. All right, so looking around this truck, and as per usual with a GM vehicle, we've got some carpeted wheel well liners to deal with, and then a nice layer of dirt and dust covering the rest of the truck, especially in the box. Then moving to the interior, and we've got a good collection of dirt and dust all over, along with some super dirty floor mats, dirty door panels, and the leather seats need some attention too. Overall, not the dirtiest truck I've seen, but the challenge today is going to be with how cold it is outside. Now, just before we jump into the video, guys, take a quick second and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna go find some mitts and a toque because it's currently below freezing here. It's really cold outside today. So while I do that, let's get started. Alright guys, so no shorts and flip-flops for me today as it's currently -5 Celsius with the wind making it feel like -12. So that is definitely where the toque, bunny hug, and full-on winter gloves come out for sure. Even a Canadian gets cold at some point. And with it being so cold outside, the water is actually freezing on the vehicle already and then making my driveway super slick. So I'm really hoping I don't wipe out. Well, at least not on camera anyways. So as I spray out the wheel wells up front here, you can see I'm already starting to have some trouble just standing in one place as the ice on the driveway is getting thicker and thicker. And then meanwhile, on the other side of the truck, it's already completely frozen. Turning to the box now, and I start by running my hose in between the cab and the box so it doesn't move around and scratch anything. And then while I completely soak my camera, if you guys haven't already followed me over on Instagram, then you're missing out on sneak peeks and behind the scenes stuff, so make sure you give me a follow over there. So since I've turned my driveway into a skating rink, I have to at least have some fun with it, right? Now, spraying out the door jambs makes getting them clean way easier, but you obviously need to be very careful to avoid any back spray into the truck. Now getting some nice thick foam on the truck, and while it's all foamed up, I'll go around with a detail brush around the emblems, door handles, any other cracks and crevices, and of course in behind the gas door. So some of you guys might have seen this coming, but for some reason I didn't. So when I got to the other side of the truck and saw it completely frozen, I was pretty surprised as I didn't expect that to happen so quickly. So I had to use the pressure washer to rinse and melt all the icy soap first before I could even wash it. And now this actually added a fair bit of time to the wash process, and good thing I spent 6 months of the year walking around on snow and ice up here in Canada, because otherwise I don't think I could have stayed upright. Now the one tip I have for working in the cold like this is obviously to wear warm clothes, but besides that, you should use cold water to wash the vehicle as it won't freeze quite as fast compared to using warm water. Counterintuitive for sure, but the extra working time can definitely help. And now seeing just how fast the water was freezing on the truck, I was a little worried about my pressure washer freezing up on me, and I didn't want to leave it sitting for too long. So I was making sure to use it after each section of the truck I washed to keep water running through it. This definitely isn't something I deal with very often since it's not usually this cold in October. So that has me curious where you guys are all from and what kind of weather you guys get to detail in. Leave a comment down below of where you guys are all from. I'm thinking there might be a few of you out there who feel my pain right now. And speaking of paint, by this point in the detail, somehow water was getting into my shoes and my socks. My feet were completely soaked and so cold I could barely feel them, so I almost might have been better off in my flip-flops. Now have a look at my driveway after all that. It's like a completely different season at my house. So I just pulled my towels from the dryer. Yeah, you guys know the feeling. So if you guys aren't already using a big plush microfiber towel to dry your vehicles, I would highly recommend picking one up. So they really do make quick work of this step. It can hold so much water that I have no problem doing this entire truck with just one towel. So believe it or not, but this truck came in with all the personal items already removed, so I can get straight to work on the interior with getting all the dirt and the dust out of the crevices and switches using a detail brush. And you can probably already see how dirty all the interior panels are, so we're going to be hitting those with APC really soon. So starting on vacuuming the carpets, and I've had a few people asking how to get the dirt from between the seat and the center console out. And honestly, the answer is a narrow nozzle like the one that I'm using here. And then make sure you move the seat all the way up when you're doing behind it and all the way back when you're doing the front. And doing that has always allowed me to get everything out from in there. But it's also helpful to shine some light in there so you can see if you're getting everything. So although the customer didn't opt for having the carpets done, as I vacuum behind the passenger seat here, I can see there's some dirt and stains that I could easily get out with the Bissell. And because I have a hard time leaving things untouched in a vehicle, I'm gonna go ahead and get that area cleaned up for him. Alright, so once I've got some carpet solution sprayed on, I'm agitating with the drill brush, and if you guys are wondering where to get these, the link is in the description and I highly recommend you check them out because for about 20 bucks, you get 4 different brushes that you can get in varying levels of stiffness for different applications, and they're really well made. So definitely check them out if you're interested. So as I'm extracting here, you guys can see that I'm making several passes over each spot, and most of the time I'm adding water at the same time. And so just to clarify, I only use hot water in the extractor. I don't add solution to it. as that way it gives me the ability to continually add water as I make passes to further dilute the remaining solution so I can make sure I get it all out. All right, so it's time to get all the interior panels clean, and I'm doing that with some APC diluted 10:1. And when the vehicle is pretty dirty like this one, I find it easier to just spray some directly on the panel and then wipe everything down with a slightly damp microfiber towel, as opposed to spraying into the towel first, though I'm always careful to not spray directly onto the switches. So if you guys ever happen to drop a microfiber towel or an applicator pad on the ground, always just go get a new one, even though I know that's frustrating, because once they've hit the ground, they can easily pick up a little bit of dirt, and you don't want to be rubbing that all over the vehicle. So with all the interior trim clean, it's time to get everything dressed and UV protected with 303's Aerospace Protectant, which is going to leave all the trim looking incredible and with a nice deep matte finish when it dries. Now to keep this paint protected as we head into winter and add some gloss, I'm using some Meguiar's Mirror Glaze Sealant, which is really nice, and then I can apply it to the entire vehicle, and then by the time I'm done that, it's dried and ready to be removed. But not only that, if you happen to get some on any of the trim, you don't have to worry about it drying on there and leaving any sort of white residue. The stuff just easily wipes off, so you won't have any issue with that. So because I love 303 so much, I'm applying the protectant to all the black exterior trim and of course on the tonneau cover, because these two were literally made for each other. Like it's almost indescribable how good it makes the cover look, and it's extremely satisfying every time I get to do this. The link is in the description if you guys want to pick some of this up. Last up is to get some tire shine on these big Toyo tires, which is going to leave them with a nice matte black look when they dry. All right guys, and 8 hours later, I'm done with this truck. It's looking so good. I actually really kind of like that color too. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video and if you enjoyed watching me freeze my butt off this morning, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And yeah, I'll leave it there. See you guys in the next one.